Hi everybody, this is DearMamaSal, and I'm going to make a sweet and sour pork dish in my slow cooker today. Now, one of the reasons that I wanted to do this is because one of my viewers talked to me about these slow cooker liners, and I have never used them, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to do that. Secondly, I'm about to go on the December road trip, and I've got fruit and vegetables that I want to start using up in a hurry, so that I don't leave them in the fridge for a week. So I've got a couple of oranges and a couple of apples that I'm going to use. I'm going to add a little bit of mustard. I'm going to add some balsamic vinegar. I've got some orange marmalade that I thought I'd mix in, and some soy sauce. So that's going to be the sauce that goes over the pork chops. And then I'm going to put them on a bed of chow mein noodles, and I'm going to cut up some of the Zen Garden vegetables. These are frozen as it so happens, but it's got a nice mixture of good vegetables to go inside the chow mein noodles. So, there we go. Now, as I know that some of you actually do like to measure things, I've put in about half of the orange marmalade. So this is a 12 ounce or 340 gram container jar, and I've put half of it in roughly. I didn't measure it exactly, to be honest. I'm going to be putting in, this is the dried ginger, and I've just got it in some water to reconstitute it slightly before I put it in. I've got a tablespoon of the mustard and about a third of a cup each of the vinegar and the salt and pepper later if it needs it. And I know you're all probably thinking, what about brown sugar? Well, yeah, I thought about that too, but what I'd like to do is not put brown sugar in unless it needs it. I'm hoping that the fruit will sweeten it up to a large extent. All right, so here is the liner that I was and it is quite a nice size, and it fits in beautifully. I've got a big slow cooker, not quite sure how big. Wait a minute, yes I do. Let's cheat and find out. I would guess that it's a 6 litre. I'll do the conversion of that. A 6 litre one. So that's all it does. It just fits in like that. Now they do warn you, if you're cooking with the liner, do not try taking it out with the stuff in it. It's not strong enough to hold, you know, a full load of food. It's just meant for easy cleanup, not for carrying it, not for using it to carry it from point A to point B. So continue to carry it if you're going to move it, continue to move it in the container. Make sense? I just want to give you that warning because it was pretty big in the packet. I've put in half the onion. Now I'm just going to add the onion up into slightly different sized pieces. As you can see, some are fairly large and some are fairly thin. And the reason for that is because then some will disintegrate in, you know, just really cook right down, and some will be left pretty well. I put some big orange pieces in. I'm probably going to chop those up a little bit more before I put the... Yeah, so now I've put in the pork that I just chopped up. I put in about 4 pork chops. I'm going to add some apple, just for taste, because that's going to cook down pretty well. And then I've mixed up all the other ingredients, the soy sauce, the balsamic vinegar, everything else, all into one sauce, which hopefully will... And I'm going to cook it on high for 2 hours. I always have to think about these things, people, so just bear with me. Okay, so that's what I wanted to do, is to cook for 2 hours on high. And then when I go to do the broadcast, I will turn it, it will already have gone down to low, so it'll do the next little bit. That I added enough water to that just to basically cover everything. As you can see, a little bit is sticking out, but mostly everything is floating in water now, and that's because the water will warm up first and start cooking. Just about. And I'm now mixing up about half a cup of thickening. Now, you can either use cornstarch. Let me show you what I used. I'm not sure what you have in your country, but we have, here in Canada, we have something called Robin Hood. Let's see if I can find the English of it. But it's basically a thickening agent, so which is what cornstarch is. So I'm just adding up about half a cup of that with some water, and I've added in the well-known Heinz tomato ketchup. I've put about a quarter of a cup of that in as well. So I'm just going to put that in for the rest of the time while I'm broadcasting. By the way, I added in the rest of the apple and the orange that I had left. And as you can see, the pork's cooking really nicely, but now I'm going to let it slow cook for the next couple of hours. So hopefully that will taste wonderful.